It was seriously the worst day ever for a bunch of overgrown chickens to go full rage mode. Of all the places, they picked this one. These giant, angry birds called beltos are usually seen as scary monsters. But guess what? The entire angry flock was wiped out super quick by our guy. Yep, our boy handled it like a boss. Now, the people who were supposed to fight these chickens, called awakeners, are just standing there with disbelief. They're still trying to figure out what even happened. They're thinking, maybe some other super powerful hero showed up out of nowhere and took care of it. But that's suspicious, because literally nobody in the country has the kind of power to destroy a whole squad of monsters that fast. Spoiler alert, the mysterious hero? It's none other than Kong Shailho. Yep, the chill dude who runs the quiet little restaurant right in the middle of the attack zone. Normally, he wouldn't bother with monster fights anymore. But hey, belto meat? It's basically the Wagyu beef of the monster world. Juicy, tender, and delicious. So our boy thought, why not? And took those bird brains down, then brought back some prime meat for the kitchen. Just as Kong is prepping a new dish using the fresh monster hull, someone shows up. It's a visitor from the Awakener Association, dropping by to check if Kong is okay after the whole chicken-pocalypse. Kang's totally fine, by the way. Dude treats deadly monster attacks like most people treat Mondays, just another annoying routine. The rep's happy no one got hurt. Most of the locals had already bounced, so damage was minimal. All good vibes so far. But then, sniff sniff, the guy smells something amazing coming from Kang's restaurant. That mouth-watering aroma hits him like a love song, and he suddenly needs a taste. If the place is open, that is. Kong doesn't say no to potential customers. He could, but come on, hospitality game strong. As the rep walks in, he's surprised by how clean and cozy the place is. It feels like the set of a feel-good cooking drama. He sits down and asks for a menu, but Kong just shrugs. No menu here. It all depends on what ingredients they've got that day. Today's special? Belto steaks. As soon as he hears belto, the rep's like, wait, the belto? As in, the same feathery nightmares from earlier? Kong just nods and thanks the brave hero who totally saved the day, as even though it was him all along. He doesn't brag, he lets the steak do the talking. Now the rep is hyped, but also a little stressed. Steaks usually cost a lot, and he's not sure if his wallet can handle it. Meanwhile, Kang's already slicing perfect cuts, seasoning them with just salt and pepper, keeping it simple, chef style. While he's working his magic, let's rewind real quick. About 30 years ago, Kong woke up in a totally different world. A cursed land filled with dragons, demons, and other nightmare fuel. Life was brutal, but somehow he got super strong, like, make a dragon cry strong. He even defeated the Demon King, and earned a one-way ticket back to Earth. But surprise! Earth had gone downhill too. Now monsters were everywhere. Still, Kong didn't panic. All he wanted was a chill retirement. No more monster grinding. No more boss fights. Just peace and good food. Thankfully, Earth's crisis had a silver lining. People started awakening powers of their own. With all these new heroes showing up, Kong could finally step back. So he opened a restaurant and decided to live the soft life, cooking up monster meat for anyone brave enough to try it. Back to the present, the belto steak is ready. It looks chef's kiss amazing. The rep is full-on drooling. Bro looks like he's about to cry tears of joy. He takes one bite and bam, the flavor hits him like a punch from heaven. Juicy, tender, with the perfect mix of spice and zing. That angry bird meat just flipped his whole day around. He finishes the entire plate like it's a speedrun. Now it's time to pay. Plot twist. Kong doesn't charge first-time customers. The rep is shook. Man just got a 5-star meal for free. He feels like a brand new person. Even so, he insists on paying something. Kong finally agrees to take $10. The rep happily hands it over, then drops a little wisdom. Stay safe out here. It's dangerous for folks without powers. He gives Kong his business card, just in case help's ever needed. Seeing this once broken neighborhood bounce back with cafes, markets, and restaurants feels good. The rep tells Kong he's just a phone call away. Kong nods, feeling real respect for the guy. People like him risk their lives daily, and Kong knows that deserves props. After the rep leaves, Kong takes a bite of his own steak. Chef tastes his own cooking and, yep, it slaps. Night falls, and it's almost closing time. But before locking up, Kong decides to make a snack using the belto eggs he picked up earlier. As he's brainstorming what dish would make this egg shine, slam, the door swings open. A random guy storms in, yelling like he owns the place. Kang's like, bro what? This dude's clearly mad, claiming something inside the shop belongs to him. To figure out what's going on, let's rewind again. Earlier that day in the Sodoman traditional market, tons of street vendors were out selling their stuff. Kong was there too, looking for ingredients to restock. Ever since monsters started showing up, basic food like meat and veggies has been super rare. People have had to find new ways to eat. But not everyone is ready to chow down on monster meat. Some folks still prefer lab-grown food or fake veggies. Slowly though, more and more people are switching sides, partly because monster meat tastes surprisingly amazing, and partly because it's dirt cheap. Inflation who? Still, nothing beats the taste of real monster ingredients. That's why the Sodaman Monster Market is popping off. It's packed with all kinds of monster goodies. One vendor is selling fresh Belto eggs. At least, he thinks they're Belto eggs. Honestly, even he's not 100% sure. Monster eggs all look kinda the same. But the Awakeners Association did check them and said they're real Belto eggs. Kong isn't about to take anyone's word for it, though. He uses one of his special powers called Detect Eyes, a skill he stole from a silver dragon named Canes, who ruled the snowy northern mountains back in his old world. Yeah, Kang's kind of a big deal. This Detect Eyes thing lets him see the stats and info of pretty much anything. He snagged the power while fighting the Demon King, and to this day, it's one of his go-to tools. So boom, notifications pop up. Only one of the eggs is a legit Belto egg. The rest? Fakes. Total knockoffs. Nice try, shady vendor. After buying the real Belto egg, Kong notices another egg that's weird. His Detect Eyes can't see anything about it. This makes it sus. So Kong grabs that mystery egg too. Back at home, he cracks open the real Belto egg and makes scrambled eggs with cowhell milk. The smell hits hard, rich, creamy, and straight up nostalgic. It reminds him of the good old days, eating warm meals after battles, laughing with friends, and not getting scammed by egg dealers. But then, the mystery egg, still unreadable. Kong thinks maybe it's a dragon egg. Why? Because dragon artifacts like his can't see info about other dragons. So if his Detect Eyes can't read it, this egg's probably 100% certified dragon baby. And just as Kong is thinking about how to cook it, omelet, sunny side up, the door bursts open. A red-haired dude storms in, looking like he's ready to throw hands. He demands Kong give back something that belongs to him. And yep, his info is unreadable too. Confirmed, he's a dragon. Kong keeps it chill and asks, "You a dragon or something?" The guy flips out, shooting flames everywhere like a TikTok fire challenge gone wrong. Kong tells him to chill before he turns the place into a barbecue pit. The dragon wants answers, and Kong casually explains that he has the Detect Eyes artifact, which shows everything except dragon stuff. The dragon's shocked Kong even has that rare power. Kong hopes the dude knows what the artifact is, because explaining it would be so much easier. Meanwhile, the dragon's sweating at how calm Kong is. Like, bro, you're standing in front of a literal dragon, and not even blinking. Then he notices Kang's kitchen gear, a knife made from blue dragon scales and a cutting board carved from dragon bone. The redhead? Fuming. Like, bro, are you seriously using my cousins as cooking utensils? He hurls a huge fireball, but Kong grabs a frying pan and baseball swings it out the window like it's a Pokemon attack. Then whap! He slaps the dragon in the face with the pan using lightning-fast speed. Suddenly, the dragon gets hit with major flashbacks. Turns out, Kong once showed up in this dragon kid's old world, demanded an artifact from the Dragon King, his dad, and was like, "I ain't got time for speeches, hand it over." The dragon kid, just a little guy back then, knew his dad was about to take the L because Kong was that powerful. He was known as Merolays back then, a total legend. Back in the present, Kong tells him to clean the scorched floor before he wrecks anything else. Reluctantly, the dragon grabs a mop and starts scrubbing. Kong, totally chill, asks where he's from. Turns out, the dragon crashed into this world from a span, the same place Kong used to fight the Demon King. Small world. Kong introduces himself with both names, Merolays from the old world, Kong Kalho in this one. Now the dragon's sure, this is the guy who wrecked his dad. Under Kang's watchful eye, the dragon finishes mopping like it's a military inspection. Kong gives him back the dragon egg and says, "You can go." But the dragon has one last question. "Why didn't you return my dad's artifact after the Demon King fight?" Kong asks, "Wait, who is your dad again?" "Ekman Rex," the dragon replies. "Ah, now it makes sense." Kong remembers that dragon. No wonder the kid's vibe felt so familiar. The dragon trembles when Kong tells him to come closer. Kong promises not to hurt him. He's retired from dragon slapping for 30 years. But the dragon's not buying it. Kong doesn't look 60. More like a dude who moisturizes, drinks green tea, and skips leg day. The dragon says he's in his 50s. Kong replies, "Cool, I'm 60. Dragon, you lying. You look 30 max." Kong, elf genes. "Don't worry about it." Kong then low-key threatens him, saying dragons can get too arrogant and sometimes need a good smack to learn manners. Dragon guy's like, "Whoa, chill. I don't want to die." So Kong explains, the knife and cutting board were gifts, not trophies. He's beaten up dragons but never killed one. As for the artifact, it broke during the fight with the Demon King, so he couldn't return it even if he wanted to. Kong says sorry for the loss, sincerely. Then he offers the dragon a drink. The dragon's offended, sharing drinks with a human, but a few drinks in, dude's hammered. Kong, sober as a monk on a juice cleanse. The dragon brags, "You're the first human I've ever shared a drink with." Kong shrugs. "Not the first time I've been someone's first human." Anyway, Kong asks, "So, who laid the egg?" "So here's the tea. The dragon kid? Still way too young to be doing anything wild." But get this, he tells Kong something bold, and the redhead, his older brother, is totally shook. Why? Because, male dragons don't lay eggs. Plot twist, that egg? It's actually the redhead's baby sibling. A while ago, some weird portal thingy opened in their dragon cave while their parents were out on a vacation, and the boys ended up falling into this world. That was like 6 months ago. The redhead starts asking Kong some juicy questions. There were rumors back in a spawn that Kong disappeared after defeating the Demon King. The dragon wants to know, "Where'd you go, bro? You didn't come straight to Earth, right?" Kang's like, "Yeah, I had some important side quests. Then I came back." The dragon kid, still suspicious, is like, "So why are you working at a deadbeat restaurant instead of ruling the world? I mean, you're basically built like a final boss." And honestly, he's not wrong. Kong could totally take over the planet if he felt like it. The redhead's confused why Kong hasn't stopped the monsters or conquered anything. He starts ranting. Humans are always power-hungry and love to fight. Right after the Demon King died, y'all started beefing with each other instead of just chilling. Kong shrugs it off and goes, "Yeah, humans are like that, but I'm kinda over it. 30 years of monster slaying burned me out. I'm done chasing clout." The dragon doesn't really buy it, like, "Sure, okay, human." But Kong tells him to protect his baby sis. You can totally see how much the redhead loves her. He's holding that egg like it's a rare Pokemon card. Suddenly, crack, the egg hatches. The tiny dragon pops out, stretching her wings like, "Ayo, I'm alive." Kong asks if she has a name yet, but the redhead just calls her Hatchling. Creative, right? Then Kang's like, "Is it a boy or girl?" The redhead's like, "She's a girl. Obviously. Our guy's vibing with the baby already. She's super cute, kind of like a fluffy millet with mini teeth." Kang's like, "Huh, maybe dragons are omnivores." The redhead feels lucky to have her in this cold, confusing world. Kong asks if they have a place to stay, but the redhead goes silent. "So probably not. If I had to guess, Kang's about to invite them to crash at his place, aka the restaurant." Back in the other world, a spawn, there was a storm so wild, even demons packed their bags and left. In the stormy wind, someone with glowing hair thinks back to their last drink with marrow Luz and whispers his name all nostalgic-like. Flashback over. We're back at Kang's diner. He's just whipped up a god-tier hamburger steak and serves it to the dragon brothers. He doesn't charge them either, even though it'd normally cost $10. Talk about generosity. The redhead's like, "Wait, do you also offer room service?" Translation, he's homeless. I mean, being a dragon won't pay the rent when inflation's acting up. Kong feels for him. Being stuck in a random world with no squad must be lonely. Dragons are usually full of themselves, but this one looks straight up vulnerable. That's rare, and Kong notices it. The redhead offers Kong a grade 4 mage stone, super valuable in both worlds. Kong just laughs and chucks it like it's pocket change. Meanwhile, the baby dragon? She's got the appetite of a black hole and wants more food. Kang's like, "Bruh, taking care of you is harder than fighting monsters." He low-key misses the other world, especially someone he used to share drinks with. He's got regrets, maybe feelings. Even though Kong says he doesn't offer rooms, he lets them stay for free. Classic soft move. He's probably just lonely and enjoys the company. The redhead's sweating. He's getting too many free favors, and it's stressing him out. Then bam, Kong casually points to the floor, opens a portal, and reveals his own private dimension. Enter Kasim, the immortal goblin manager of Kang's space. Dude looks wild, like a fashion-forward TikTok villain. Kasim bows and calls Kong king, but Kong keeps it chill. He's not into titles. Kong asks about the magic stones. Kasim says they have a ton, 5 top-tier ones, and 120 high-ranking ones. Kong just yeets the redhead's grade 4 stone into the pile. No biggie. Redhead's speechless. Even the best stones mean nothing to this guy. Kasim leaves, calling Kong by his real name, Kong Chiho. Back to business. Kong hands the redhead a chore list. "Gotta earn that free rent, bro." Next day, the baby dragon is snoozing peacefully, even with chaos happening outside. She's built different. Kong, though? He's so done with her older brother. Every time something goes wrong, the redhead just throws a fireball at it. Kang's trying to teach him control. He holds up a skewer with meat and tells him to roast it right, not torch the kitchen. The redhead nails it, and Kang's impressed. Especially since the skewer? Yeah, it's actually the legendary weapon Recap shaft, forged by a master dwarf. One of the greatest weapons ever. And Kong? He's out here using it to make kebabs. Redhead is kinda triggered, but Kong claps back, saying dragons hoard stuff but never use it, so at least he's putting his OP gear to work. The redhead realizes Kang's vibe is totally opposite to a dragon's, like polar opposite core. Oh, and remember Choi, that government guy. He pulls up to the diner and is thriving off Kang's cooking. He's surprised to see Kang's already got a new employee, aka the redhead, who flinches when he hears that. Choi shares some serious news. A new dungeon has appeared underground, and Psyotoman's calling hunters to check it out. Kong thinks about how dungeons work. They're like monster garages, basically portals between worlds. That's how he got here, and how Ekman Rex's son ended up here too. He asks about the dungeon's difficulty. Grade 5. That's high. So Team Zeniku and Kim Sangwoo are heading out to handle it. Yep, that's the same guy from the beginning of the story. From Shinchan's side, Chaeyeon is moving out with her own squad. Our boy doesn't even know who she is, but apparently some serious characters are involved, like the spear mage guarding Syodamun, and the ice witch watching over the Seacon region. For reference, she kinda reminds me of Est from A Omega Kill. Anyway, Choi mentions that there's a backup team being formed, just in case things go sideways. That's why they were accepting new applicants. One of the public servant agents seems really down about it. He says his heart breaks every time he sees a job posting for a dungeon raid. Not everyone gets lucky with the awakening process, and only the elite make the cut. It's rough, most people just want to support their families, but without a high enough rank, they're out of luck. He even thinks unawakened folks might have it better. Regular job, no life-threatening battles. Realizing he's late, he wraps things up and thanks our boy for the amazing meal as always. Kong is super proud. He's finally getting props for his cooking. Kong thinks maybe it's time to reinvest, so he heads to the market for more outdue meat. While chatting with the butcher, he hears a raid party recruitment announcement. One guy in the distance looks really familiar. Yep, it's the spear mage, Sangu, a grade 2 awakened warrior. Looks like Choi wasn't lying. They really are scouting for party members. Speaking of parties, no, not the Pizza and Streamers kind. We're talking raid parties. Think of it like RPG games. Kong loved that kind of thing back in the day. The world now is basically a live-action fantasy game, and the rules are easy to get. But just like in Marvel Rivals, yes, the one all your friends are rage-quitting. There are too many DPS players and not enough tanks or healers. The same happens here. Everyone wants to do the flashy damage, but few can protect or heal the team. So, yeah, most people don't make the cut. Kong remembers the sad words of the public servant about people struggling to find work. He thinks, bro, maybe worry about your own life first? Suddenly, a random guy checks his wallet, empty. Oof. He sulks like he just lost his Roblox login. Back at the diner, Kang's looking for the redhead dragon. But the kitchen is clean though, so yay for that. Then the same sad guy from earlier walks in, looking like he's about to ask for free Wi-Fi and cry. He's embarrassed to ask for ramen, but Kong, being the good dude he is, says no worries. In his head, Kong reflects how ramen is still the go-to-broke food, even 30 years later. Inflation's a beast, but ramen survives. The man nervously asks for the price. Kong says, $2. Man's face lights up like he just found out Minecraft got a free update. He immediately orders 5 bowls. Kang's low-key impressed. This guy's got an appetite that'd scare Gordon Ramsay. But Kong feels something's off. He activates his Detect Ice skill because why not? And boom, he finds out this man's class is God of Food. Sounds goofy, right? But Kong has seen it before. It's an ability that makes you stronger the more you eat. Like Mr. Olympia gains if you're munching on high-grade monsters. But it's slow to grow and tough early on. Plus, you're constantly hungry. This guy clearly hasn't mastered it yet. Feeling generous, Kong goes wild and serves him a mega ramen bowl topped with grilled Idaho meat. This is the kind of ramen college kids would sell their soul for. The Idaho meat is a freebie, Kang's way of helping out, knowing that people down on their luck often die first in battle. If the guy had been rude, Kong would have ignored him. But he's chill, so Kong gives him a shot. He also tells the guy that the first meal is always free at his diner. We're talking about the meat, not the ramen. The man takes a bite and is shook. It's that good. Then he slurps the ramen like a champ and thanks Kong for being awesome. He tries to pay, but a bunch of random stuff falls from his wallet, including a necktie. Suspicious? Kong collects the cash and watches the man leave, wondering if he's trying to impress someone. Later, that same man finds a dimensional gate in the sky. Civilians evacuate and barricades go up. He runs over, saying he wants to help as an awakener. But when asked about his rank, he mumbles something about food powers. The guards say, yeah, no thanks. This dungeon is serious. Even the A-team took hits. Suddenly, he sees his daughter. Yep, she's a healer in the raid. He rushes over and scolds her for being there. She's like, seriously, Dad? School exists, you know. But she explains that her school sent students to help the injured. She's shocked to see him there and basically says, you're worried now? Where were you before? She's frustrated. She has to work, earn points, and now she looks pitiful in front of others. She pushes him, and his necktie box drops. Coldly, she reminds him that he doesn't even have a weapon. Ouch. Meanwhile, Sangha finishes the raid. Healers, including Mijin, rush in to help. Her dad just stands there, feeling like a background NPC. Scene cuts to Kong, casually cleaning his blade and explaining classes. Basically, a class is your main ability type. There are 5 levels to reach the top, and they train in special cipher schools, basically magic high school. Once you hit stage 1, you can choose a second class based on your lifestyle. If you master 2, you're a big deal. But most don't even make it past 1. Kong explains that if someone gets stuck with a useless class, they just have to find their niche. There's also a mysterious 6th class, but only Kong has ever reached it. He hasn't gone further since that battle. That was his limit. Suddenly, the redhead dragon rushes in. Big news, his baby sister, Kuel, said her first word. Kang's like, wait, her name's Kuel now. Yup, she named herself to show she belongs in this world. Even cuter, she calls Kong Papa. Kang's heart melts like cheese on a pizza. He pats her head while thinking about how dragons are born with class mastery. Now he's curious what class little Kuel will grow into. Just then, the same sad man returns and orders the same meal. Kong sits with him while Khan preps the food. The man shares his sad story, how his daughter is working herself to the bone for a scholarship, healing people, while he's out here with no useful power. She's insanely talented, already a 3rd-class healer, and her grades are fire. Turns out, he originally came to the restaurant while looking for a school outfit, but couldn't afford one. All he got was a necktie, hoping to at least show up looking half decent. But now, he feels too ashamed to even attend the observation day. He breaks down, saying he's still hungry, both literally and emotionally. Kong listens in silence, realizing that even the smallest, weirdest powers might hold meaning in a world this hard. Suddenly, our boy stands up and looks at his employee with this super creepy vibe and asks, "Is it okay if I fatten you up?" Like what? Khan is absolutely shooketh. Bro thinks he's about to end up on the dinner menu, just like the other monsters. But then Kong hits him with the just kidding, like it's a YouTube prank gone wrong. He also notices Kuel's old, shed skin lying around, and gets an idea. One that Khan immediately protests because he wanted to keep it as a keepsake. But nah, Kang's got plans. Fast forward to a fire-looking meal, Idaho extra-large ramen, that's basically anime food heaven. The dude recognizes it. It's just like the one he had before. Kong gives the green light for him to go full mukbang, and quietly watches him eat like a proud chef watching a food review. After finishing, the man pays, and before bouncing, he genuinely thanks Kong for being the emotional support NPC he didn't know he needed. Kong hits him with some deep life advice, and honestly, everyone watching this needs to hear it too. He says, yeah, life sucks sometimes, but if you keep grinding, good stuff eventually finds its way to you. Basically, it's giving, try again tomorrow, I got you. Kong sends him off with a soft dad smile. Oh, and plot twist, Kong secretly added some of that dragon skin seasoning into the ramen, so the dude's about to level up in more ways than one. Khan's confused like, why you helping random dudes like this? And Kong just gently smushes his face like a machi, and says it's probably because his own dad went through stuff like that too. Feels. Next scene, the man's back home. His daughter's asleep, and he notices she brought back the necktie he left. She wakes up, apologizes with tears like it's a K-drama finale, and he hugs her, saying sorry too. He's drowning in regret for how hard her life's been, but no cap, she's still the person he loves most. Next morning, he's out the door, sprinting to a job site like he's late to the anime arc finale. The recruiter sees him and is like, "Ayo, it's Kim Manhwa, the guy who flopped last time in the Yongdongpa dungeon." Yeah, not a great track record, but since the Zenkaka team saved the day back then, they'll let it slide for now. He tells Manhwa to just give it his best. Meanwhile, the dungeon is literally bubbling with dark vibes, and things are about to pop off. As Manhwa strolls in, thinking it's gonna be chill BM chaos. Even Sanong, who is like, WTF is happening? Word on the street is, a squad of mid-tier awakeners entered the dungeon, but plot twist. A hidden boss showed up where Manhwa just walked into. Let's dive into this madness. The dungeon is like a jungle gym for nightmares. Manhwa gets jumped by a straight-up dinosaur, Jurassic Park style. Bro reflex punches the raptor into next week, and suddenly feels super buff and energized. Weird flex, but okay. One of the squad members sees a sketchy crack in the dungeon. Earthquake hits, and then, roar. Out comes the Tigrex, a T-Rex on steroids. This dude is the hidden boss, and hidden bosses mean you're not making it out without trauma. Cleanup crews usually get wiped. Manho's team tries to dip, but he spots some shiny mana crystals from the raptor and is like, ooh, money. Bro risks it all to grab them. The dino, not amused. Instead of eating him, the T-Rex headbutts him like he's in WWE. Manhwa gets sent flying and instantly realizes, yep, I messed up. Lying there, he remembers why he came, his daughter. Sweet memories flood his mind, and that becomes his power-up. He gets up, refusing to LARP as dino food. He goes full anime protagonist mode, stands firm, and decks the boss with one massive punch. Q rank up effects. Suddenly he's evolved. No hunger, no pain, just main character energy. The Tigrex goes in for round 2, but Manho's out here doing pushback drills like it's gym class. The guy literally stops a giant dino with both hands. He's being shoved like a shopping cart in Costco, but he's not backing down. Right on time, the spear mage and his squad pull up. They're shook to see one random dude solo holding a grade 2 dino boss. Absolute king behavior. Even the mage wants this guy's business card. Turns out, Manho's new class is Shikshin, basically a tank DPS combo, like if Mr. Fantastic and Wolverine had a baby. Back at the diner, Kong is watching the news like a proud dad. Manho's rank up to grade 3 is the talk of the town, and he even got help evacuating safely. Meanwhile, our marshmallow dragon is sleepy and cute as always. The news hypes Manhwa up as the MVP of the raid, and his daughter is finally smiling with pride. He's got a correct Awakener rating now, and some serious cash as a reward. Kang's chilling, holding the baby dragon, wondering if she read the paper too. She's heavier now and still calls him Papa, which he keeps denying, but her adorable stare basically wins every time. Then, news flashes about a thief stealing shiny stuff in the Sea at Moon region. Dude's a menace, stealing low-grade mana crystals like a raccoon on Red Bull. The association is on high alert. Kang's amused, until the baby dragon walks up with a cup of water. So sweet, so pure. He's about to drink it when Khan jumps in like, "Stop, don't drink that." Apparently, the water's packed with germs. Turns out, Kuehl read about water wells in a picture book and thought, "Yeah, I got this." But plot twist, this goofy dragon seriously can't tell the difference between toilet water and a clean well. Kang's face instantly goes, "Bro, are you for real right now?" Because he was this close to drinking the same water. Right after that, the scene flips to Choi visiting the restaurant for the third time. He's totally blown away by the kukui dish that Kong whipped up, like, "Gordon Ramsay who?" Meanwhile, Manhwa walks in, and whoa, he looks like a completely different person compared to before, like someone hit the glow-up switch. And guess what? He's not alone. He brought a guest, the Spear Mage captain, who's apparently heard all the hype about this mysterious diner and its owner. Choi jumps up, half shocked, half fangirling in respect. The Spear Mage seems kinda meh about seeing some random agent from the association there. But the agent? He's mind-blown to learn Manhwa is connected to this legendary warrior. Plot twist. Manhwa now goes by a whole new title, the Shikshin Warrior, because he popped off during a recent raid. From all this, our boy learns something cool. When you do something amazing here, people literally add a new title to your name, like unlocking a new gamer tag IRL. Manhwa's clearly still soft about how the diner owner helped him when he had nothing. On the other hand, Kong was low-key waiting for him to return. As usual, Manhwa orders his favorite, ramen. The Spear Mage decides to copy him. Respect. The food comes out, and Manhwa annihilates his bowl in one bite like it owed him money. The captain is shook by the guy's appetite. He tells Manhwa, "Go check on my daughter's school or something. I'ma be here for a while with this bowl." He doesn't want Manhwa to hang around for no reason, so he gives him the day off. And just like that, Manhwa leaves. Our boy watches it all go down, low-key admiring how wholesome their teamwork is. But then, boom, dead silence. He turns and sees the captain dozing off right at the table. Next scene, things get spicy. Kong and the Spear Mage are in a heated argument. The captain is absolutely fuming because our boy touched a divine beast and ended up ticking it off. The creature gives a creepy grin, and then, boom, erupts into a blazing firestorm. Turns out, it was all just a dream from his past. Gio woke up inside Kang's restaurant, realizing he had fallen asleep. Embarrassed, he apologized, but Kong laughed it off since there were no customers around. He even offered Gio another meal. Gio politely refused, he wasn't hungry. But then a voice from the radio grabbed his attention. The news said petty thieves were causing trouble all over the city, giving shop owners major headaches, and not the kind you fix with aspirin. Curious, Gio asked Kong if he had any alcohol. Kong nodded and said, "We only serve soju and beer." Gio picked soju because duh, it's the classic choice, and ordered some side dishes. But Kong scratched his head, unsure if he had ingredients for proper sides. Then boom, lightbulb moment. Kong asked, "How about sashimi?" He happened to have some high-quality fish. Since monsters started appearing from dimensional rifts, even the ocean had become weird. Normal fish were rare now. Instead, they caught mutated fish. This one was called a German fish. Even as a baby, it was over 3 meters long. Basically, it was a sea monster with sushi potential. Kong began slicing the fish into neat, juicy sashimi pieces. This special dish? German fish sashimi. Gio's mouth instantly flooded with saliva. Dude was basically drooling just looking at it. It had been ages since his last sashimi. He took a bite, and boom, his taste buds straight up ascended. It felt like an angel tap danced on his tongue and deleted his stress. He wasted no time pairing it with soju. For the first time in forever, Gio felt like he was finally off the clock. You see, this was his first 2-day break in 2 years. Monsters had been popping out of rifts nonstop, and Gio had been fighting every day without rest. Mentally and physically, he was cooked. He explained to Kong about his weapon, a custom piece only given to level 2 awakened people who graduated from Cypher School. It was made of adamantium, rare mineral perfect for absorbing mana. Gio had been stationed in Sea Demon for 10 years. He was burnt out. Kong could relate. He'd felt the same 30 years ago. They both agreed. One day, everyone realizes they're not as important as they thought, whether you're an awakened fighter or just a regular human grinding through life. On days like that, the best therapy? a bitter smile, and a glass of soju. Kong casually dropped a bomb. He used to be one of the 5 guardian sins of Korea, the guardian of Sea Demon. Geo nodded. As an awakened, he carried the weight of people's hopes and futures on his shoulders, and that pressure was no joke. Then Kong asked, "Got any memories haunting you?" Geo sighed. "Yeah." He asked Kong if he knew about the nine-tailed fox. Years ago, someone touched the sleeping nine-tailed fox, and Geo was there. That creature wasn't just dangerous. It could end humanity in one blink. It was intelligent, powerful, and ranked as unranked. Yes, it's that insane. When it woke up, chaos broke out. Geo confronted the mysterious guy who triggered the fox. Plot twist, it was Kong in disguise, and Geo hadn't recognized him. Before Geo could ask questions, his team called him. The nine-tailed fox was attacking the city. Geo led the charge, but the fox rained fireballs from the sky, like a Pokemon on rage mode. The team lost hope. Some accepted death. Geo warned them not to look directly into the fox's flames. They hypnotize you. His assistant managed to shield him from a fireball just in time. She even tried to stop all the fireballs with magic, creating a platform so Geo could leap forward and strike. He got close. He saw tears in the fox's eyes. Something felt off, but it was too late. He struck and killed it. Only then did he learn the truth. The fox was a mother. Her cub had been harmed. Geo was devastated. He had made a fatal mistake. That one moment taught him the predator's instinct and the brutal cost of misunderstanding. This guilt changed his life and turned him into the prodigy at Cipher School. Awakeners don't get second chances. Kong asked, "Was there really a cub?" Geo nodded. But sadly, they eliminated it too. The media had talked about that event for 2 years, on every radio and every paper. Geo still carried the regret. Later, he asked Kong for a takeout plate of sashimi. As he walked home, he kept thinking about that day. He remembered confronting that mystery man. The man could only say sorry, but Geo snapped. "Your sorry doesn't fix anything. People almost died. It was a city center, a residential area. That day left a scar, one only he truly remembered." Kong thought about it too. He'd once seen that same monster, not in Korea, but in the otherworldly Aspan continent. He had also killed 2 nine-tailed foxes, and regretted both times.